The way you broke that popcorn out, Rev Genchi, hilarious. What's going on? Greetings, greetings. It's good to see y'all tonight. The Indigo Leo. Leo is in the building. Chaos and destruction. What's going on? Hey. Tuning in with the quickness. We've been having headaches. We're going to talk about that tonight. About these. Some of you guys are having ascension symptoms. Some of you guys are having to have to heal. So we're going to talk about that. All right. Showtime. Man, fam, if I don't call your phone. You didn't send me a message on WhatsApp, fam. You've been on my mind. I've just been... Hit me up. Someone says, I feel like I'm to the point in my healing to where I can sustain the frequency of unconditional love, 5D. Well, that's what we're going to be talking about today. The title of the live is called The Great Switch. And I wanted to talk to you guys about this because it's something that needs to be talked about. But the first thing I want to do is it is the best energy. It's the best energy. Ever since everyone suddenly became nicer, I'm going to talk about all that. I'm going to talk about all that's been happening, okay? I'm going to talk about it, okay? One love, share, and join. I've been getting my messages from the Most High, okay? So I'm going to give y'all some messages today. Yes, the great switch, and this your back is hurting. This is something I'm definitely going to. It's going all over my platforms. I'm on X now. So if you guys get a chance, check me out on X. I am the realist. I am the realist 2E because I couldn't do it on there. So it's just like I spelled it out all the way to the E. So you're gonna see me there on Twitter. I'm gonna start doing my thing over there on X because X is allowing us to do lives over there. And at least they let you have free speech so you can say whatever you want to say on X. So I'm liking that a lot. So I just want to let you guys know I'm going to be promoting that too. As far as me being over at X. I'm also I'm starting to get active over there on TikTok too. So I want y'all to come over there and check me out over there as well. The more serious stuff that I got to talk about will probably be on X or my YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes if it gets really gully, then I may have to send y'all over to my website or Patreon. Okay? Because I got a lot of stuff coming up. But listen. I have felt the shift. Usually Mondays would be heavy, but not today. It feels smooth. Feels like smoother energy. I've been so calm and happy, hoping for those upgrades. It's a lot deeper than that. So let me explain to you guys what's happening and what has happened. And I'm actually told to do this transmission from the Most High. So I'm going to tell y'all what's happening. The Divine Masculine has finally did his reconciling. So he has been elevated. That energy has been elevated. That energy has been, the karma's been cleared out. And the reconciliation literally just took place last night. Before that, the Divine Feminine elevated energy, got the karma cleared out, and then she elevated. Then they were working together to restore a lot of things. Okay? They were working together to restore a lot of things. In the process of that, there was a massive cleansing that took place amongst the collective. And I do mean massive. And so I wanted to pass that information on to you guys because this started probably about, I think when I first announced it a couple of days ago, I've been giving you guys kind of updates about this energy, right? Remember when we had the Aurora Borealis and it was being shown everywhere? Well, the reason why that was being shown like that is because of Mother. Okay, Mother had just cleared out her karma and she wanted the whole world to see her. So that was her way of allowing you guys to see her. Further, you're going to start seeing more and more and more of these things take place on the planet because we are now in Tara. So you're going to start seeing a lot more of these things going on, and you're going to start seeing a lot more rainbows everywhere. You're going to start seeing a lot more of all that, everything like that going on. So the world is literally going to be changing literally before your eyes. Okay, it's literally going to be changing, especially for those who, through this healing. So there was a mass healing that took place on the collective last night. Okay, and it's been taking place. It's been actually taking place on the collective for the past probably 2 weeks. Okay, it started 2 weeks ago, and the last of it just ended last night. Okay, and so this massive healing that you guys are feeling, some of you guys have been cleaned off. Some of you guys have had all types of stuff going on with y'all. You know what I'm saying? You guys probably felt it over the last several days. To the men, I know y'all felt some stuff last night. I know y'all felt some stuff last night. I know you did. You was TKO? Master Light, there you are. There you are again. You're like this enigma that I gotta see what's going on. I couldn't even remember how to spell your name properly again. That's why I couldn't find you. Why don't you send me a DM? As beautiful purple sky, you're going to see more of that. You're going to see a whole lot more of that going on. Some of you guys may feel like things are moving around. What's happening is you're being rewired. Now, some of you guys have been switched out. And that's what this live is about. I want to talk about the switch. So for those of you who have been doing a lot of healing, let's say for those of you, let's say who had a very hard life, you struggled a lot, right? You went through a struggle, but at the same time, some kind of way, you still managed to do your shadow work. You still managed to heal yourself, right? And the process of you managing to do these things, all of a sudden, it's like you woke up one day and it was like, wait a minute, where the hell am I? Because this doesn't look like, I mean, it looks like the same place, but I can tell something's different. Has any of that happened to you guys on this live that I'm talking to at the time? Someone said, the sky was green and pink one day near sunset. It was really beautiful. Even more sun shining and longer, giving a great euphoric feeling. That is correct. You are healing. So, Brother Jay Alafia. So, I wanted to explain to you guys about this switch that's been taking place on a lot of you guys. Okay, a lot of you are went through that switch. Some of you have went to the 5D. I'm telling you right now, this is what happened. Some of you guys went into the 5D. Okay, 5D state of consciousness, 5D frequency. Now, for some of you who are actually fortunate enough to make it there, you're definitely going to feel a lot lighter. If you made it there, you have the ability to create the reality that you want for yourself at will. So you need to be mindful of your thoughts. That's number one. Number two, you may be feeling very emotional. And that is so you can continue to purge, so you can remain on that particular density. If you're not healing, if you're not actively healing, you can easily take yourself right back down to 3D, 4D. There are some people that are stuck between 3 and 4D. These are the individuals who chose not to heal, and these are the individuals who took part in the Great Split. Okay? There was a split that did take place. It was a massive split. So for those of you that are feeling very good, feeling very euphoric, you know, feeling like you're in a total different reality, 9 times out of 10, you probably got switched out. Okay? I purged for 4 days. I was so sick, but healed up so good. Good. Yeah, I feel you, bro. I'm out of there, bro. You know what I'm saying? I didn't put my time in with the trenches. I'm good now. You know what I'm saying? I put in enough work and I did elevate. You know what I'm saying? So everything that I say and everything I do now is going to start coming out from a higher perspective. And I'm already in the know that there's going to be some information and knowledge I'm going to be coming out with that people are not going to understand where I'm coming from. You know, but it is what it is. I still got to continue to work for the collective. Okay? But haven't you noticed how different the people have been acting? There's going to be a lot more loving energy between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. The women and the men are going to start looking at each other from a total different perspective. Okay, they're going to start looking at things and how they see each other from a total different perspective. Okay, there has been continuous work from nefarious forces that has sought out to create great division amongst the collective. But because of the tactics that they chose by moving against the collective's free will, all their stuff has been reversed. Okay? The only way anything that they do at this point is going to work from this point on is if a person willfully consents to it. That means that they have to be clear in all of the information that they are receiving and then agree to it. And be clear about this contract, 'cause that's what it is, it's a contract, before stepping into it. Okay? So like for an example, individuals who were told specifically not to go out in that solar eclipse, and they were given a breakdown as to why not to go out in that solar eclipse, and they chose to go out there anyway, they will be subject to the contract they made with that eclipse and the energy and everything that comes with it. So some of you may be feeling heavy. I hope not. Some of you guys may be feeling a little weird. Some of you guys may be feeling a little out of place. Nobody can do anything for you in regards to what you choose and what your own free will decided that you want to participate in. Okay? So I want you to think about this very carefully right now because of the split that did take place. And there are a lot of people that have made it through that split. And they made a conscious decision to heal, and they made a conscious decision to elevate themselves. Now, for individuals who, let's say, didn't make that choice, were still straddling the fence, or they weren't actively healing, but all of a sudden, because of the changes that are coming down on the planet from the Most High and Source, now all of a sudden they decided they want to heal. They can heal, and they can bring themselves out. It's just that it's going to take them to work much harder than prior to the split. So those who were actively healing already got switched out. Okay? For some of you that went through the switch, I'm going to name a couple of things that may have happened to you. It's like waking up to a parallel earth. Okay? It's like waking up and 1 minute you were on one side and the next minute you were someplace else, and you're like trying to figure out where you're at, what the hell happened, who are these people around you. You don't know a single person around you. It's like you're in a total, complete different reality. The sun is shining brighter, okay? The trees are much more greener. The skies are much more bluer, but you're going to notice a change within the sun. The 5D sun is a female sun. I'm making you aware of this right now. However, Tara has more than one sun. But you're going to notice this particular sun because it's more hotter than the other suns. Okay? She is also an Egyptian deity. Yes, I be confused when I get up sometimes to see more I'm at as if I don't recognize my room. You already jumped. Everything has been feeling very vibrant. Now, for those of you who have been feeling weird about this switch, because here's certain things you're going to realize. One, you're going to realize you don't have to work a job anymore. Something about the energy is going to tell you, I don't have to work hard like this anymore. Something's different. I don't know what it is. I can't seem to understand what this is, but I know that I'm going to be okay. That's because people that are operating in the 5D don't function like that. That's the same way as the old ways. Another thing that you're going to start noticing is that you may try to go back to the old ways, but you can't get back there because you've already been sealed in. Now, there's a lot of you that are currently also on the 4D because you haven't done enough active healing that you should have done, but you at least made it to the 4D. Here's the message I'm going to deliver to you. Get to actively healing so you can cross over into the 5D. Because you're going to know when you're in the 5D. Okay? You're going to know when you're in that reality. The 5D reality. You're going to know when you're in it. Okay? Let me see. The sun feels amazing on my skin. I don't think that You're talking about, for the lady who asked me about the ATs. I don't think you seem to understand what I'm saying here. There's a lot of things that people that are operating on a higher frequency that are going to see just because of the simple fact that they're operating in a higher frequency without a veil. In the 5D, there is no veil. That means that what's been hidden from those who are operating in the 3, between the 3 and the 4D, what's been hidden from y'all, we're going to be able to see that very clearly if we're operating on a higher frequency. Okay? Grand Rising 369, yes, I have seen that. And my aura as well. That's funny. What about moving to a new house? I got to be there, even going out don't feel right. Well, if you're there, then going out should feel great to you. Because that means you're operating in a different realm. I was outside today and had a good ass time. I've been outside enjoying that damn sun and just seeing things switch out right in front of my face, tripping. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's been a whole different experience for me. Thank you, the wizard. Facts. You see more of the light spectrum when you operate in a higher octave. That is correct. A lot of synchronicity. The sun gazing, haven't been sleeping well. Everything been hitting me from the past. I've been seeing my aura changing colors. Woo! Yeah, I don't do the clubs. I don't do those. But you wanna know something too? I want to point some things out to you as well. For those who are truly operating on that 5D frequency, right? What you're going to notice is that there's going to be people who are operating on a lower frequency than you that will not see you. No matter how much. It'll be like, for those of you that practice ancestor veneration, you know what it feels like when your ancestors are around you, right? When they brush up against you, things like that, you know what that feels like. But you can't see them, right? Because they're in a total different dimension. It's the same thing with us. Those who are operating in the 5D frequency, those who are operating on lower frequency will not be able to see us in real life. They just won't be able to see us. It'll be like, they'll just see through and see what the reality is showing them, but they won't be able to see us. Okay? So that's the best example that I can give you that source has given to me as far as my understanding of how this works. Yeah, and Sherelle, if you're getting a strong feeling to do that, then maybe you should. I've been in the mall and the workers in the stores literally jump and tell me I didn't see you while away from my friends in the dressing room. Interesting. That's divine protection. It's how magic hides itself. Got to be on that wavelength. Boom. So there has been a lot of cord removal. Just a lot going on, fam. Just a lot. So I just kind of wanted to have that conversation with you guys and give you guys an update as to why everybody's feeling so good, and also to talk to you guys about some of you guys may have been switched out into a whole different reality. One of the things I'm going to say to you is that when you're used to operating a certain way and all of a sudden you've been placed in this new reality, it's going to throw you off a bit. Okay, it's going to throw you off a little bit. So you're going to be like, okay, shh. I'm interfacing with my 5D self. And my 5D self just literally gave me the keys. And it's like you're taking the keys from your 5D self, but you find yourself looking back like, what? What's going on? And the 5D keys is your 5D key to peace. So the old ways and how you used to doing things will not apply being in this particular space. That means you're going to have to adjust on how you do everything. All the way across the board. Okay? Definitely quantum jump reality. I know you did. I know some of you are probably dreaming like crazy right now. I had a dream a man was removing... Hold on. I had a dream a man was removing energy from my vagina with that looked like a tube or a knife. I don't know what to say about that. Daydreaming has been on the next level now. New Earth, the laws are being changed. Yes, the laws are being updated as well. Did a ritual at my altar yesterday at 5:55 p.m. and literally felt high. I was super excited to feel that and not smoked anything. Okay, now Master Light just dropped the jewel. He says the government is being swapped out if you are on the new Earth. And also, let me just say this too. Some of the things that is going to be happening with the collective. You're going to start seeing people value life more. Okay, you're going to start seeing that happen. You're going to start seeing people no longer participating in wars. You're going to start to see that happen. You're going to see people basically just literally walking out of the military. Like, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to participate in your war. So there's going to be a lot of that going on behind the scenes. There's going to be a lot of people that's going to come up missing or gone for good that were nefarious energies that were operating on the planet. Okay? Some of these people are well known. You may not hear about this. They may cover this up or they may announce it. Pay attention to any new deaths that you might hear about, but I'm getting the sense that they're not going to announce some of this stuff, that they're going to keep that under wraps so it doesn't alarm the public. I had my ancestors call my name and wake up from sleep and save me from a fire that was in my house. It was a woman's voice. I thought it was my mom, but she was asleep. Wow. I've been dreaming of being able to breathe underwater and see waves. Nice. So do you feel like celebrities are on a different dimension? They most certainly are. And if they haven't been actively healing, I can tell you right now, they're not on the 5D. I can tell you that right now. A lot of them are still operating on your 3D. These are people that are not actively trying to evolve themselves. These are people that look for power outside of themselves. Okay, if you're one of those types of beings that, or people that like to seek power outside of yourself, it's already a wrap for you. Okay, those are more of your 3D folks. These are people that already contracted their life away or contracted their soul away, and they're pretty much earthbound. Okay, so that's how that's working. Master Light, that's hilarious. That's crazy. Yes. People still go into purgatory. Okay? I want you to be clear. When people operate not from their heart space and they're causing a bunch of havoc on the planet, when they leave from here, they don't always go to the ancestral realm. It depends on how much dense space they have in their heart space. Some of them go to different levels of purgatory. And depending on how heinous that the crimes were that they've committed, sometimes they go into total different dimensions. Now, I need you to understand that Earth has many different dimensions within it. Okay? It has many, many different dimensions. And there are different types of beings that travel in and out throughout these dimensions from the top to the bottom. Okay? Depending on the frequency that they're operating on. If you want to look at, if you really want to know where space exploration is, the true space exploration has been in the oceans. That's where the real space is. So, let me tell you a real story about something. About why they quote unquote stopped going to the moon. The reason why they stopped doing the space exploration as we are told is because they went into the water. And they went very deep into the waters. And don't make no mistake, the Navy has submarines and ships that you guys don't know anything about that's very classified. They have all different types of ships. Our military has black ops. They have different types of ships and things like that that travel into the various different dimensions of the oceans into other worlds. So I want you guys to understand why everybody's looking up at the sky. That's not the place you should be looking at. Where you should be looking at is actually the water. Okay? There are various different worlds in the water. There are very different worlds in the oceans. When you go to different densities of oceans, you're going also into different dimensions of the world or of this planet. Okay? So they went down a certain depth and called themselves seeing some structures. And my guess is it may have been some Atlantean structures, I'm not sure. But they saw some very large structures. And when they turned the corner and got to this one spot, you know what they saw there that scared the crap out of them? A big ass eye. And I mean the damn thing was huge. Scared them folks so damn bad they never went back down in the waters in the way that they were quote unquote trying to do it before. It's happening all different now. And I want to tell you, there has been an anomaly that has been shown in the oceans via a radar that people have been studying. This started happening right after solar eclipse. Okay? There was this anomaly. They said first they tried to say it was a glitch on the app. But then other people started researching it and started finding this thing. Mr. MBB 333 has consistently been reporting on this anomaly that's been popping up on the weather radar. Okay? I don't know which app he's using. I can't remember which app he said he was using. But this thing has literally been popping up on the coast of Africa a good bit. And then it travels up into the Atlantic Ocean. Now, I just got some clarity about what I originally was looking at. When I originally saw this thing, I was seeing lands coming up from the waters, right? So I was thinking, okay, new lands are popping up. Okay, I knew about that. But when I went back and re-looked at it again, this thing is so massive that it actually has the ability to blend within the earth. So there's land masses on this sentient creature. This is a being, a titan, that people are seeing within the waters that came up from Antarctica, from the depths of the ocean, and from a different dimension. This being has the ability to travel through a lot of different dimensions within the earth. This being was formed by the Alpha Draconians. And what this being is designed to do is simply to collect information and report it to the Alpha Draconians. The Alpha Draconians create these creatures by utilizing dragons. And then they turn around and they did experiments with these particular dragons and turned it into something else. Now, what I'm going to tell you that this creature looks like is going to blow your wig back. But before I tell you about what this creature looks like, I want to share some things with you and see if you guys have this knowledge. And most of y'all should know about this. You understand that if something has been drawn, if something has been put in a movie, if something has been written about in a book, if an image pops up, you do understand that these things already exist. That means that when you see your Marvel movies, those characters are real and they really do exist. Okay, I'm telling y'all right now, I pulled them down in the records, in the Akashic records, they do exist. Okay? What you see with X-Men, what I'm saying to you is that there's nothing new under the sun that you're seeing. The only difference is that they told you that this was fiction. And so you believed it. Even though a lot of them were telling your story. But you believed it was something that was fiction. Because you've been trained and you've been brainwashed not to use your imagination. And if you use your imagination, they would say, well, it's just that. It's just your imagination, without you understanding that your imagination is where your power source for creativity comes into play. It's the very thing that is utilized for you to activate your gifts that you already have. Okay? It's the very thing that assists you in activating your DNA. Is your imagination. That means that if you already thought about it, that means that you've already done it. That means you already created it. Whatever you think about has already been created. Now, why am I pointing these things out? Because of what I'm about to tell you, it's going to blow y'all's wigs back. Okay? What I will tell you is that this sentient being that the Alpha Draconians have created, and there's several of these different beings that's specifically to our star system. It's because they've been putting it out in our faces through the movies this entire time. We just, once again, didn't know what we were looking at. So some of you guys may laugh. Some of you guys might not understand it. Some of you guys might get it. But here's what I'm going to tell you. If you understand that the Draconians they also deal with dragons. Okay? then I need you to understand that there was no such thing as dinosaurs on this earth. Everything that's on this earth, as far as what you see or perceived to be a dinosaur, was nothing more than a different species of dragon. Because the dragons were the very first species on this realm when it was first created. It was the dragons. There is a such thing called the dragon realm. It does exist. Okay? But the first beings that were on this planet were dragons. So the way they depicted it and the way they created the pictures and things of that nature and how they looked and so forth and so on, if you go and you start studying some of the walls in ancient Egypt and different areas across the world, you're going to start seeing these drawings of these long-necked beings. But you got to take a look at it a little bit closer, because when you'll start looking at it, you'll start realizing, wait a minute, that's a whole damn dragon. So they lied to us and gave us dinosaurs instead of telling us that dragons are real and that they actually exist and that there's different species of dragon. Now, that being said, so when the Alpha Draconians took those dragons and did those experiments with plasma, they created another different type of creature, a different type of sentient being. You guys will know this being to be Godzilla. There are Godzilla creatures out here that do exist. When you go back and you look at Godzilla and you look at how he's built, you'll see that he kind of looks like a reptile, but not really. If you look at his scales, if you look at everything and how he's built, that's exactly what this particular creature looks like. But that creature is specifically to report back to the Alpha Draconians information about this planet and its resources. It is there to observe. Now, for those of you who are operating on a higher frequency, you will begin to start seeing this creature. For those of you that are operating on a lower frequency, you will not see this creature. Okay? That would blow wigs. I thought the lions were the first. No, the lions were not the first. The good dragons are celestials and not violent in nature unless they want you gone. Anyone else seeing the vibrational glow in the background? Man, why you always got to blow my spot up, sis? Damn. I be trying to take y'all minds off of the... Stop looking at it. Look at me. Listen, guys, I have been... listen. A lot going on with me over here. Okay? A lot going on a positive level, but I'm very happy. Mexico look like a movie. You funny. I have dreamt about them many times. I have seen them in my real eyes swimming through the clouds. I had a dream about seeing that thing in the sky all white night. The Chinese been in tune with the celestial dragons. Yes, I see it for sure. I knew it. Godzilla is so beautiful. I seen it. I wasn't going to say nothing. I think the trees have always been around as far as the trees have been. I mean, nature always comes first. But what we're talking about here is sentient beings. Okay? You had a dream of 3 suns with the black circle in the middle. Well, let me tell you what the black circle in the middle is. It's the black sun. Now, some of you guys actually have what we call dragon aspects. So some of you guys are actual dragons. Some of you guys have told me that you had dreams that a dragon was given to you, or that this dragon came and appeared and started speaking to you, and little did you know that was you that you were talking to. That's a version of you that you were talking to. Okay? Let me put some things in proper perspective as well when we start talking about these reptilians and these Alpha Draconians and various different beings. I need you guys to understand that, as I said before, because we're all source. And remember, source is the good and the bad. Source is the creator of all, right? Okay. You guys need to understand, since you understand that source is duality, it is the all, it is everything, that there's going to be different types of creations that's going to be nefarious. Just like there's different types of creatures that are very positive and benevolent. Source still created it all. When you look at it from a macro perspective, it was all still created from source. Okay? Now, there is the aspects that individuals have. Some of you guys have aspects that are draconians. Some of you guys have aspects that are reptilians. Some people's aspects are more active than others, where you can actually see that reptilian part come out of the person's face and they'll have like this hard look. That's what we're talking about. So these are people whose aspects are at the forefront. Big time. Some people can integrate with these with their aspects. Okay? A lot of people integrate with their aspects. Now, depending on what level their aspect is operating on, determines if you see the features. I literally have seen people probably look at them on certain days and say, your Lyran aspect is showing his ass right now. Your whole face look like a Lyran. And they'd be like, damn, that's crazy. They say, yeah, I see your Lyran coming right through you right now. That's crazy. Your whole shit. When you watch me do live, sometimes I've heard some of you guys say to me, I saw you changing, see you changing things. And I said, yes, different aspects will come and speak through this vessel. That is correct. Okay, you are seeing it correct. And all of us have the ability to do this. And all of us actually do this. That's why when you take pictures, sometimes the person looks a certain way. And you turn around, you take another picture on a different day. And you know it's the same person, but they look different. But you can kind of see that the same general features, but they still look different. That's the aspect. You know you can't control it. It's not for you to control. Jitsu, you said you totally resonate with that? I got the light glitching right now. Man, stop it. Man, I want some of them. She said, I purchased a very huge dragon egg crystals a couple years ago from an estate sale. I had no clue what they were, but I was drawn to them, all different types and colors. I want one. Some of us have Lyran aspects, yes. What up, DJ Monte in the building? What's going on, family? All your pics look like that? Peace. I should just chill. The power can't handle your energy. I don't have no control over it. I don't have no control, fam. Y'all don't even understand the things that's going on with me right now. I don't have no control over nothing. So I wanted to come on board and I wanted to share that information with you as well. You know, I want you guys to bask in the sunshine and bask in the peaceful times, because there's going to be a whole lot more. And stuff took place on the higher realms, supposed to be trickling down into the lower realms. Some of you guys are experiencing and seeing changes take place instantly. Congratulations. A lot of you are going to start expanding in your consciousness. A lot of you guys are going to start moving a different type of way. Okay? A different type of way, because a lot of you guys are receiving massive healing right now. Okay? This is crazy. I was on live and one of the viewers asked me, was I shapeshifter? One of your aspects can in fact be a shapeshifter. This is no coincidence that I was just thinking of this the other day while out in nature. I found certain things being attracted to me. No fear. That's right, no fear. What if we saw different entities in our dreams than you saw different entities in your dreams? I mean, you're traveling in the cosmos. I need you guys to understand that we're coming into a galactic era now. The way things were done before is not going to be done the same way anymore. I really need you guys to really catch up. Y'all are going to have to catch up if you plan on elevating to the next level. Peace, Harmony 9. Been seeing a lot of animals coming towards me. You hear the trees talking. Girl, I've been talking to them trees for the longest. I am reminded that I am a female general on another planet dimension. Boom. Time to empower and suit up. Master Light says, we've been trying to get y'all ready. You've been in my dreams the last few weeks, multiple times, telling me information. And Mother Mystic, I'm not even surprised, because there's so many of y'all that always tell me I roll up on y'all in them dreams. I don't know what my higher selves be doing, fam. Some of y'all are even in my cosmic school where I be teaching y'all. Okay? Y'all be in my school where I be teaching y'all. Thank you, Jack Soul Isis. Appreciate you. Are the aspects in your natal charts? Yes, they are. All kinds of birds surround me. That's good. Okay. So some of y'all will continue to keep switching out. I'm just giving you guys preparation for those of you who have been actively healing. If you wake up one day and you realize that you're in a whole different reality, you got switched out. So I'm just telling you this in advance so you're not caught off guard. Remember, Isis told you about this. Okay? Wow, I was teaching you how to grow food. Hilarious. EMEs can come to you in any way, but usually when the EMEs come to you, they don't look like that. They're very powerful, and they're I don't know if it would be EME. That's a whole different thing on, and they don't come to you unless you are one of their children. And if you are one of those, if you're one of their children, you will go through an initiation process in order for them to fully claim you. Yes, you're going to have to go back at Conscious with Cash. You're going to have to go back and go listen to the beginning live at the beginning, and I'll break that whole thing down about the switch out. Okay, but basically it's a switch out into the 5D. You're switching out into the 5D state of consciousness. So you won't be in the same space that you're currently in right now. Things will look similar to you, but it won't feel similar. It'll feel very peaceful. It'll feel very loving. The people around you will be a lot more kinder to you. You're going to notice your consciousness expanding. But the most important thing you're going to notice is the level of peace that you're operating in. The level of peace. You see, I want to explain something to y'all. When you have people participating in lower forms of densities and lower densities, these are people who gossip. These are people who talk, who don't have any integrity. These are people who think that they operate from their heart space when they never did. These are people that are very nasty. These are people that are very malicious. Let me explain something to you. Anybody operating in that space, number one, will never have the opportunity to integrate with Source. Because there is an integration that takes place where you integrate with Source. Not only will you not integrate with Source, but depending on who you have offended with your lack of knowledge, or simply just not caring, or simply being in your ego space, you will be dealt with and judged a certain specific way. There are councils. There are people that are in position that know what their mission is and chose deliberately not to go down the path of their mission and chose to go a different direction. Those individuals more than likely will be earthbound and will have to come back here. And when they come back here, whatever their sentence they're carrying out in this lifetime, they will carry out in the next lifetime. If you are not operating in the heart space and you are not actively healing, it's impossible for you to get to that higher densities of consciousness and higher densities of realities and higher densities of dimensions. It's impossible for it to happen. So when you listen to people tell you certain things, you better start questioning the energy. How is this person elevating here? This person who told me this is not. And I can clearly see the differences in energy. How is that possible? This is what I mean about your discernment. People that carry themselves like that, it's impossible for you to be able to elevate. And you've been lying to yourself to make you think that you ever could. It won't work. And the only way that you get into these higher densities is that you got to actively heal. You have to make a conscious choice to actively heal. And only then will you be able to come out of the judgment that you cast down upon yourself. Because you see, your higher self is what judges you. Your higher self will watch and see everything that you've done. Some of you have come into the knowing about who you are. And some of you chose to carry yourselves less than how you're supposed to be carrying yourself. Do not think for a second that yourself or your higher self does not see this happening. You're lying to yourself, and you will deal with the judgment accordingly, according to what that higher self feels as though that you need to deal with. Because there are certain lessons that you must learn, certain things that you must go through. So there's no escaping self. There's no escaping self. You do not escape yourself. You have the free will and the choice to do anything that you want. You just need to be clear in the times that we're currently living in right now, that every single thing that happens to you because you willed it that way. Because you don't know the law of cause and effect. Because you don't know about truly the law of karma. And this is a karma retribution year. And you guys have heard me say, whatever your intent is for others will literally start coming back around to you. And you will deal with the own intent times 10 that you had for others. Because you're operating from an unhealed space. And what you're moving up against is operating for the collective. You cannot move against someone that's operating and trying to heal the collective or doing work for the collective and think that you're not going to get your ass handed to you. That's not the way that works. So see, some of you have underestimated yourselves and your power. Some of you guys were arrogant. Some of you guys were operating in your ego. Some of you guys were trusting things and people and places outside of yourself. And I've told you once before, be very careful about who you listen to and what you listen to. If you do not know how to discern the energy, then just say that and bow out and put yourself in a neutral state where you're not taking no sides. You're safe in that space. But see, if you're not careful, you can listen to the wrong people, and your ancestors may have sent you to certain people to heal you, but because you were so busy listening to somebody else telling you bullshit because you couldn't discern the energy, because they can't get healed by that same person, they can't get no help by that same person. Now you've literally derailed your whole thing that your ancestors set up for you. So now let me tell you what happens. Your ancestors are going to whip your ass. And the person's ass who did the shit. You cannot move against an energy whose job they know is to do work for the collective. So any of you out here that's practicing in the craft, any of you out here that's plotting and scheming on individuals that you know for a fact have certain roles, if you set out to cause a great split, so shall you be split. Literally split down the middle. Literally half your body taken right on up out of here, and you didn't even know half your body was taken up out. Some of you guys made contracts and lost half your damn body. Some of you set out to split things you shouldn't have split. And now you got six lifetimes that you got to come back here and redo this shit all over again, if it still exists. And when you come back here, you're coming back to the Phantom Earth. You're not even coming back to this one. This is not a joke. You cannot come to the 5D with that type of mentality and that type of energy and that type of destiny in your heart. What you have for another will most certainly pay you a visit on your doorstep. And when it happens, it's going to be so smooth the way it happens. Because I'm going to tell you something about karma. Karma has a way of sending people into you, into your life. And that person is a karmic partner to you. And you don't know that this person is a karmic partner. You don't know this person came to bring you your karma. And little do you know, because of your actions and how you treated people, as the reason why you weren't able to catch it. You are blinded by your own ego. You see, that's how the dark energy works. It comes in and it plays on your overinflated ego and your arrogance, where you can't see. Then they big up the ego because they can see that's what you like. Now what you've done is you've allowed yourself to become infiltrated. And not only did you allow yourself to become infiltrated, but you allow them to study everything about you so they can keep you in the lower realms. That's why the healing is so important, and I cannot stress this enough. If you're not careful, for those of you that are out here that are doing your thing, I got a message for you. You better make sure you're doing your shadow work before you find yourself integrating with something that you can't get out of. And the only way that that's going to change for you is if you got to make it right with every single person you've ever hurt. That's how you clear up that karma. That means you have to admit everything that you did. Everything. Take full accountability, take full responsibility, and lift that karma up off of you for this lifetime. Get to actively healing so you can get ahead and get the hell on. That's the only way you're going to come out of this. Operating in denial is going to keep you going down to further, keep you going backwards even further. And keep in mind, you're not hurting people outside of you. You're only hurting yourself. You had to stay in peace because during this time period, I would say even beforehand, I want y'all to pay attention to something. I think this is really interesting how, I just want you to pay attention to the timing of this. Isn't it funny how we had that great solar eclipse April 8th? I don't know about y'all, but I see a lot of folks' shadows that came out hanging out, showing their asses. And they've been showing their asses ever since. Now, while this is happening, because they went out in that energy, they don't realize they got a heavy attachment on them that came from that solar eclipse that's continuing to siphon their energy. Some of the people are looking all sunk in their face and whatnot because they didn't take the advice, and now they got this attachment that's attaching to themselves and draining the hell out their ass, right? They dealing with the consequences of their choices. I find it to be very odd that right after this happens and everybody's shadows come out, now the divine masculine, the divine feminine source decides it's going to upgrade itself. So that means that during that time period, from the time that solar eclipse hit up to that point, everybody was under a test, and a lot of people failed that test. Some of y'all were under delusions. Some of you guys were dealing with distortions. Some of you guys were dealing with witchcraft. Some of you guys were dealing with AI influencing you. Some of you guys were dealing with just flat out point blank people just bigging your damn ego up and making you think that you're greater than life, and you didn't see the game that was being played on you. But see, you were told. You were warned. Your ancestors were sending people to talk to you through other people to tell you this information, and you couldn't hear what was being said. So now here we are. And some of you on the other side of that damn matrix. And some of y'all on the other side. And those of you that know who's on the right side are those of you who are feeling the greatest. And those of you who are not feeling all that great at this time, you better get the healing, so you can get over to the other side. And I'm going to let you know you're going to work 10 times harder. But you can get out of it. You just better start healing. Give a pat on the back for those of you who are feeling in a blissful state. Let's give each other a pat on the back, baby. Let's give each other a pat on the back, because we made it. Even if you didn't make it to 5D, you at least made it to 4. Continue to do your shadow work so you can make it to 5. But at least you got out of the 3 where the NPCs are. At least you got out of the 3. Some of you are between the 3 and the 4th. Get the healing. Yes, I will. Now, before I get off here, I got another quantum shadow work course and I'm starting in July. Log on to IcesWisdom.com. The quantum shadow work course is 4 months. Okay? You heal a whole lot faster than you would than doing regular shadow work in my quantum shadow work course. The course is no joke. It's going to hold you accountable. But at the same time, when you come out of this, and some of my students are feeling great about where they are right now compared to how they were before they came in and where they are right now. You see, you got to go through the fire of yourself, your own transgressions. You got to go through the confronting of the shadow of self so you can properly integrate your shadow with you. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. What you're going to find as you're going through this class, as I point these things out to you and you start singing for yourself in the class, a lot of the things that you have been experiencing in your life was all created by you. And nobody else but you. You could be mad at a third party. Let me break something down to y'all real quick. You could be mad at a third party because a third party was talking crazy and you knew the third party was talking crazy, but you went ahead and you listened to them anyway, right? You went ahead and let them big your head up anyway. Then all of a sudden you find out that that third party actually came into your life specifically to betray you and mess your whole life up and send your ass to go backwards, right? You find these things out and you get upset. And you want to point the finger at the third party and say, you did this, and this, when in actuality, it was your fault for not knowing your own energy. It was your fault for not discerning. It was your fault for not doing the proper checks. It was your fault for not doing the investigations. It's your fault. So as much as, yeah, that person may have played the role, but you played an even bigger role in your own effery. And there's nothing worse than coming to the self-realization that you are the cause of all of this stuff that you put yourself through or that you've been through in life based upon your own decision making. Because when you make decisions from an unhealed set of eyes, you're going to bound to create problems for yourself. But when you make decisions based upon a healed set of eyes, you can avoid a lot of things. Some of y'all need to heal your issues and stop projecting your issues onto every single person you see out here, because it ain't their fault. It's yours. Bubblegum said, I took accountability and forgave myself. Boom. Wow, you just look like my grandma, Isis. Okay. Okay, honey. So I wanted to drop that science on y'all today, because I really had some stuff I need to get off my chest. We now get into an era where we start getting our density, our density in our heart space. It needs to become lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. And as it becomes lighter, the higher timelines you go. That's how this works. The more you heal, the higher in the timelines you go. The more that you don't heal and you hold on to that dense energy, the more stuck you're going to become. It's simple. Either you want to heal or you don't. That's it. Ain't no in between. And on that note, Instagram has put a timer on my live. And so I got 20 seconds remaining. When you guys get a chance, log on to IcesWisdom.com. Sign up for the abundance blockage clearing so your abundance can come to you. IcesWisdom.com. Peace and blessings, and I'll see y'all again soon.